Hello and welcome to another session of Time, Speed and Distance brought to you by onlinepsa.in. We have taken a couple of questions today, another set of standard questions you may call, and we will read them through and try to approach them. This will help you consolidate your learnings of time, speed and distance. So let us start with the first question. Arun took part in a triathlon, an athletic event. He had to swim, run, and bicycle to 10 kilometers, 24 kilometers, and 30 kilometers respectively, and return the same way. Arun's average speed for the triathlon is 4 kilometers per hour. He took a total of 4 minutes for swimming and 20 minutes for bicycling in the triathlon. The first question is, he finishes race in how many minutes? So we'll start with visualizing the question. He swims for 10 kilometers. Then he runs for 24 kilometers. And then 30 kilometers further, he participates in the bicycling event, right? And then he returns. So forward journey is this way, and he also has to return the same way, and he has to reach the point of origin to finish the race. So how much time does he take to finish the race? That is the first question. It is given that average speed is 4 kilometers per hour. So the total distance traveled is 10 plus 24 plus 30 multiplied by 2. Why? Because he has to return also. We have to consider the return distance as well. And this total distance will be 64 multiplied by 2. So this will be 128 kilometers. And what is the average speed given? Average speed is already given as 4 kilometer per hour, right? So time taken will be total distance covered divided by speed. Here the average speed is 4. So the time should be 32 hours. Right now you see all of them are minutes. So I'm guessing the question must have a typo error. So in place of 4 kilometer per hour, it should have been 4 kilometer per minute, right? So the answer would be 32 minutes, and B should be the answer to this question. Now let us think about the next question. His speed of running. How do we find out the speed? Distance divided by the time taken. Now we have to find out the speed of running. So we have to consider the running event only. So running event, you can see that the total distance traveled is 24 multiplied by 2, right? And what is the time taken for running? So time taken for running, do we have it in the question? No, we don't. What else do we have here? So we have the times given for swimming and bicycling. So swimming he does for 4 minutes, and then bicycling he does for 20 minutes, right? And together it will be 24 minutes that he takes to finish those two events. Now we know that from the previous question he takes 32 minutes to complete the race, right? So what is the remaining time? 32 minus 24, which gives you 8 minutes. So he takes 8 minutes to cover a distance of 24 multiplied by 2, which is the running event distance. So the answer would be 24 multiplied by 2 divided by 8, right? So this will come as 6 kilometer per minute. So 6 kilometer per minute is the speed of his running. So just recapitulating this question, we had the total distance here 24 multiplied by 2, and we had to find out the time that he spends on the running event, and we found that 8 minutes is the time he takes to run these 48 kilometers. So the time, and so the speed is 6 kilometer per minute. Let's move on to the next. How much time did he take while returning for the bicycle? If the time taken for the return of each phase is 50% greater than that of taken initially, right? So if the time taken for the forward journey is t, the time taken for the return journey will be 3 by 2 times of t, which means the total time will be 5t by 2 for any event. This is for any event. This 5t by 2 for the bicycling event is given as 20 minutes, right? This is 20 minutes. So time will be 8 minutes. What is the question asking? The question is asking how much time did he take while returning for the bicycle. So return time, as we had already understood, to be 3 by 2t. This will give us 12 minutes is the return time. So if he takes 8 minutes to travel for that bicycling event, and he takes 12 minutes to travel the same path, and this is 50% more, we can see, right? So 12 minutes is the time that he takes for the return of bicycling phase. Let us try to attempt another question. You may pause the video after reading the question and then attempt it yourself, and then you can start looking at the video after you have got an answer, or at least you have made an attempt to. The ratio of speeds at which Anil and Mukesh walk is 3:4. Anil takes 30 minutes more than the time taken by Mukesh in reaching the destination. Okay, so speed ratio is given as 3:4. This is speed ratio. Anil takes 30 minutes more. So Anil takes 30 minutes more because Anil has a lesser speed compared to Mukesh. Now the question is, if Anil drives the car at twice the speed of his walking, then the time required to reach his destination by car. Let us try to find out how much time does it take to reach the destination when he walks. So in the question it is given that he takes 40 minutes more. Speed ratio is 3:4. We now understand that time ratio will be just reverse of that, which is 4:3. Since the distance is same for both, right? The distance is same. The time to cover the distances will bear a ratio which is reciprocal of the speed ratio. So if the time taken by Anil is 4t, the time taken by Mukesh will be 3t to cover the same distances. What is the difference? The difference is t. Now this t is given as 30 minutes in the question, which means Anil takes 4 into 30, which is 120 minutes, and Mukesh takes 3 multiplied by 30, which is 90 minutes to cover the distances. So these times are when they walk. Now the question says, if Anil starts or drives a car to cover the same distance at twice the speed. If the speed is twice, obviously the time is going to be halved, right? So the time is going to be 50% of this one, half, which is 60 minutes. So in 60 minutes, Anil will take a car and start from its original position and reach his destination, right? So 1 hour is the time that we are looking for here. Next question is, what is the total distance traveled by each of them if the average of speeds of Anil and Mukesh is 28 km per hour? So if you read the question properly, it is saying average of speeds. It is not average speed. It is not average speed. It says average of speeds. And we know already how do we average two particular items or n particular items, right? Total of all the observations divided by number of observations. So right now we have the speeds assumed as, we can assume the speed as 3x and 4x, right? For Anil and Mukesh. And what is the average going to be? The average is going to be 3x plus 4x by 2. And this is given as 28. So you can find out 7x is equal to 28 multiplied by 2, which will give you x as 8 kilometer per hour. Correct? 8 kilometer per hour, which also means the speed of Anil will be 3 into 8, 24, and 4 into 8, 32 kilometer per hour. These are the speeds given the data in the question. Now the question is how much how much distance do they travel, right? So you can simply get the distance from the speed and the time that they take to cover it, right? And what will be the value? Distance traveled by Anil is equal to 24 into 120 minutes, right? 120 minutes. 120 minutes is nothing but 2 hours. So we have 48 kilometers. The question is asking traveled by each of them. So it will be same for Mukesh also, right? If you calculate also, it will be same. So you can find out only one and take the answer as 1. Mukesh's distance will also be 32 multiplied by 90 minutes, which is 1.5 hours. That will also give you 48 kilometers. So everyone, both travel 48 kilometers each. So 48 kilometers, the answer. Hope you understood the approach here. If you have liked this video, please do share with others who may be preparing for any kind of examination, and also log into onlinepsa.in and check out the questions which are already solved and discussed. You may get a lot of techniques and tips to solve difficult questions in lesser time, and we would also like your feedback on that. Thank you so much for watching this video.